and welcome to this week's program. This morning's presentation, we will have a joint effort between Rich Godfrey, our second vice president of the society and chair of the Young Professionals Committee, Ellen Silverstein, our first vice president and chair of the Finance Committee meeting, and myself. Today's presentation, we will be addressing financial literacy. April happens to be Financial Literacy Month. This is a very important subject and very near and dear to the MSAT members and our community. We have been actively involved working with other agencies, i.e., Maryland Coalition of Financial Literacy and the Maryland Council of Economic Education. And as we all know, financial literacy education lays the foundation for the new generation of competent, confident, and financially literate adults. You can learn more about the financial literacy at the address you can now see on your screen. Now I'm going to turn it over to Rich. Rich?
Thank you, Sandy. Currently, financial literacy is a required course offering in some Maryland schools. However, it is a requirement to graduate in Baltimore City schools and only 7 other county school systems. MSATP works with the Maryland Financial Literacy Coalition by offering our members volunteers as guest speakers that meet with teachers from the elementary to high school level and makes presentations in their classes with a focus on whatever financial literacy topics the teacher and member volunteer have selected. Ann Elliott, a longtime member of the society and a current volunteer with the MSATP financial literacy team, was unable to join us this morning, but she said in her story about her recent visit to Eleanor Roosevelt High School and Northwestern High School. I present with you Ellen Silverstein, who will read her story.
Good morning, everybody. In December, this past December, Anne presented for 50 minutes at Northwestern High School in Hyattsville. The accounting teacher, Beverly Jackson, was very helpful in giving her some guidelines on what to discuss and where the students were in their curriculum. Most of these students were interested in accounting careers, so some had relevant questions and most were very attentive. Early morning classes are always a challenge. In March, she attended the Eleanor Roosevelt High School Career Day and presented to 3 consecutive classes. These students were a mixture of years as well as some were simply satisfying a class requirement. So some were quite attentive and others just endured. However, the questions were good and opened other conversations. In both cases, she started how she'd begun working in the accounting field, how she'd begun working for herself, and how long she'd been doing it. She discussed various career opportunities, the pros and cons of accounting and tax work, including hours, sitting at a desk for long hours, multitasking, and working within various organizations versus working for yourself. Some were interested in forensic accounting, and others were interested to know about education requirements to get to various levels within the industry. In all, she found some of the students to be very attentive, interested in her stories and the opportunities within the industry. There was some discussion about having the students from her class do some shadowing, but the timing wasn't good, so that didn't occur. One takeaway would be that she thought it might be helpful to have someone available for one-on-one meetings, questions, and discussions with students that are really interested. If during the Career Day programs they allowed for some of us to be available to meet, the interested students may have an opportunity to drill down to their own interests. In the classroom environment, it didn't allow for more directed discussions without most of the class being excluded, but I believe she really enjoyed that opportunity.
Thank you, Ellen, for that report. Excellent news. It's one of our passions with MSATP to continue working with the MCFL, the Maryland Coalition for Financial Literacy, and the ACEE, the Maryland Coalition for Economic Education, by providing our many volunteers to go into classrooms and share their knowledge and experiences. On another note, this is very exciting news from our state of Maryland government in this past legislative session. They've worked hard to provide financial savings options to Maryland taxpayers. Maryland has 2 great Section 529 plans that allow parents to save early for their children's education while enjoying tax savings on their Maryland income tax return. The 2 plans are the Maryland Prepaid College Trust and the Maryland College Investment Plan. The state of Maryland and Maryland 529 are teaming up by starting a new program entitled the Save for College State Contribution Program. We're very excited about this program. The program, the Maryland College Investment Plan, managed by T. Rowe Price, gives eligible taxpayers the opportunity to get a one-time matching amount of $250. This one-time matching amount can be applied to tuition at virtually any U.S. college, technical or trade school, and even international schools. How does it work? To be eligible, your client must meet the following requirements. Number one, the beneficiary must be a Maryland resident. Number two, the taxable income cannot exceed $112,500 as an individual or $175,000 as a joint based on the previous tax year. And number three, the taxpayer must open a Maryland College Investment Plan or have opened an account after December 31st, 2016, and submit an application for the Save for College State Contribution Program prior to June 1st, 2018. Again, that is June 1st, 2018, a mere 5 weeks from now. And your client must make a minimum contribution to the investment plan between July 1st to November 1st. You can view the investment chart and the application and the address to your school on the screen now showing. Sandy, over to you.
Thank you, Rich. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Scholarship Foundation. As we get closer and things begin to happen, you can see that June is going to be a very busy month. So as Rich alluded to on the program, the Save for College is due June 1st. The Maryland Society Scholarship Foundation will be accepting applications up until June 15th. So in 2017, the foundation awarded 17 scholarships totaling $30,500. Again, the foundation will begin reviewing applications for the 2018-2019 academic year on June 15, 2018. If you know or have someone in your family who is a current accounting student who might benefit from this great program, you want to make sure that they complete the online application by June 15, 2018. The online application is at www.msascholarships.org. The website is now showing on the screen. Rich, back to you.
Thank you, Sandy. So we're going to wrap up today's webinar session. I'm going to be talking about some of the things that the MSATP does as the student committee chair. We do a couple of things for our student members. Number one is we offer a student membership, which is free, and it has many, many benefits for the students. We have 2 online newsletters that the students can look on that they will receive, which gives information on various topics that's happening currently in the accounting profession, so that those students can be up to date on what's happening besides learning the theory of what has happened previously in their various accounting subjects. We also offer a scholarship program where students can apply at different times, January 15th and August 15th, to the Scholarship MSATP Scholarship Foundation, where they can receive up to $2,000 to help them pay for their college tuition, which we give out a lot of awards. I'm thinking about maybe 37,000, 40,000 of scholarships.
No, 30,500.
30,500 of scholarships, which is a great opportunity. We also go out, the student committee goes out to various colleges and universities around the state of Maryland, even as far as, because I've personally done this, a 3.5 hour drive from Rockville to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, to reach out to those students who are accounting majors to talk about the great opportunities here at MSATP. We talk at various accounting clubs where we come and speak about the society. We talk at Beta Alpha Psi, clubs, and we talk at the National Association of Black Accountants Clubs. At that clubs, besides talking about the benefits of being a member, the students get to ask the speaker, which is usually me, about, can you tell us about the career opportunities that are available in accounting? And there's numerous career opportunities in accounting, not just the big four public accounting firms, but the medium-sized and the local CPA firms, corporations, not-for-profits, government accounting, just a tremendous consulting, tremendous amount of opportunities for accounting students once they graduate and get their degree. We also have a partnership with Becker CPA Review Class. So if you're looking to become a CPA, we have a discount on the Becker CPA, and also we have one with Rogers CPA as well. So if you're interested in those review classes, please contact the Society's office and to learn more about the discount programs or the discounts that are available on those two programs. Let's see. We also go out. We've gone to two universities. One is Salisbury University and one is Towson University to their accounting awards banquet. And we asked the students to submit an application explaining kind of how they've given back to the accounting profession. And it's really nice to see the stories that the students bring to try to apply for our applications to receive the MSATP award. They range from about $200 to about $500. And hopefully those checks help those students continue on their career to becoming an accountant. Let's see, what else?
Well, let's close out with talking a little bit about the employee to entrepreneur program that we're putting together for the future. We are looking to put together a panel presentation for those interested who are moving from the employee position to an entrepreneur position. So we will be putting something together in the near future. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, thank you. Yes. So this is a really great opportunity. It's a new opportunity. We're trying to capture those individuals who, again, may be an employee either with the government or a corporation or maybe even another CPA firm, to give kind of a how-to become a sole practitioner or a small, open up your small CPA firm. Things that you may not see at either a big four or a medium-sized CPA firm, just simple things like how do you prepare the Form 1 for the state of Maryland, the personal property tax return, the nuts and bolts. How do you prepare a sales tax form? How do you prepare payroll taxes? How do you address marketing? You've been working for a company, and now you have to go and you have to be the rainmaker, besides the person producing the work at the same time. What forms do you need? What legal things do you need? Setting up a website, having outreach, how to hire employees. What are the requirements to have an employee? What is the requirements to have an independent contractor? So there's going to be a lot of really good, juicy topics that'll be addressed at this webinar from a panel of members who have made this transition from a corporation, from a government, from another CPA firm, and they can tell you real life stories and really what happens. And we all know in reality is that we can have a plan A, our approach to opening up our own practice, but in reality is that we really probably need also a plan B and a plan C if our plan A doesn't work. And that's where our panel of experienced members are going to talk about things that worked well for them and things that didn't work well for them.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Usually at this point in time, we turn the program over to one of our corporate sponsors. Sadly, our corporate sponsor is unable to join us today. Something unforeseen came up. So we're going to reschedule him, and that is Will Hayden from Websites for Tax Pros. But what we will be doing is putting a program that you can view on the website. Is that correct, Mike? Yes. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so, and it's a pre-recorded program, so thank you, Will, for doing that, and I hope everything works out for you. So, in conclusion, I just want to bring a couple notes about the society and also talk about next week's program. Sometime this week, you probably received your education catalog in the mail. We are very excited about this year's programs, and we have a really great amount of information and great number of classes that we'll be offering this year. So please take the time to review that. Again, it's very important, if you notice, that get the best pricing for the for any of the seminars, you want to register by May 14th. So that gives you the best discounts. So if you haven't taken a look at it, take a look at it now so you get the best bang for your buck. Next week's program, we're going to be doing a little hands-on presentation about our website. We are going, because we've had some feedback from our members who seem to be lost sometimes in the world of URL. And so we're going to do some online training on how to navigate our website, where you can find your CPE continuing education certificates, where you can view past programs, learn about the blogs, learn about all the different opportunities that our website has available to you as a member. So without further ado, I want to thank all of our guests today. Rich Godfrey, thank you for joining us and sharing with us all the information about the Young Professionals Group. Thank you, Ellen, for stepping in and reading and helping us out this morning. I really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us this morning. I know time is precious, and we really appreciate your time that we share. Thank you and have a wonderful day.